Okay, so time for another camping update in my Hero Camper Ranger. So we just came back from a 2-night stay at the Malvern Hills Caravan and Motorhome club site. So it's the first dedicated, non-affiliated Caravan and Motorhome club site we've stayed at. So just talk to you a little bit about the stay. So as mentioned in my previous videos, in the future, when we kind of get better at setting up the Hero and basically not stressing about everything, I do plan to do kind of better coverage of these sites we stay at and the general kind of feeling. As we're still kind of getting grips with things, just talking about right now the experiences of the sites and how the Hero Camper Ranger and everything is working out. So you can view it online, but this is the site for the Malvern Hills camping location. You can see on the back here the information about kind of the rules and everything. And the first thing to mention is that on most of the rules it says that you park your caravan or whatever it is you have and the awning opens up to the left. Now the Hero Camper Ranger being a European teardrop camping caravan, the awning opens up to the right. So it is important when you stay at these sites that you let them know that, and then they can advise you what you need to do. At the Malvern Hills club site, it was actually fantastic. So basically it instructed me to park exactly the same as you normally would, but instead of the awning being on the one side and the car being on the other side, just basically swap those over. Some sites that I have rung have said that actually I'll have to go in front end first, which is a little bit difficult unless you've got a motor mover and stuff. So just things to keep in mind and consider if you're staying at sites like this. So we stayed on pitch, it must have been like 60 or 59 or something. It was right around kind of here. It was kind of in the open a little bit, which was fine. But it was near the toilet blocks and everything. And with little kids, that's a handy thing. In the future, I probably wouldn't stay at that exact same place because it was right kind of next to an open green area. We didn't have any problems, but for my last camping trip, I want to be a little bit back from that. So if kids are playing footballs and frisbees, there's less chance of my car and the camper and stuff getting dinged. So the best thing about this site though was the staff and actually the people staying there. So really friendly people. Really polite, really helpful. Everything was great. Lots of positive feedback on the Hero Camper itself and the fact that I had the Polestar 2, so towing of electric vehicle. Again, it seems that people just aren't seeing this, so it's good to help reinforce the fact that these things are possible. It was really close to where we live as well, so it's less than 15 miles away, so it's easy to get to, but it was a really nice, quiet site. I think there's an older demographic that goes there, but that's not a problem. So there weren't really many kids about. The one thing that was disappointing about the site was, one of the reasons why we're selecting some of these sites is that it has a little playground area for the kids to use, and for some reason that was closed. I don't think it was closed due to COVID. It looked like there was some maintenance or something that needed to happen with the playground area, so the kids couldn't use it, which was a little bit disappointing. But the toilet facilities and the shower facilities and the cleaning facilities, everything was really good, really COVID aware. So I guess that's a positive and a negative in terms of very positive that they're doing the best they can to stop and minimise the spread of the virus. But it means, for example, like in the area where you can go to kind of do your washing up, normally you'll be able to have 4 families or 4 people in there, and it's restricted to 1. It was never a problem. Really didn't have to queue or anything, but obviously that's some of the impact of social distancing and things like that. As I mentioned, in terms of the travelling there and it being very close and being electric vehicle, the weather wasn't great, well, temperature wise and weather wise. So it's 13 degrees centigrade pretty constantly the whole time through the trip. So not bad, but not hot. I'm going to tell you some stats now about the towing for electric vehicle in case you're watching because of that. So the trip out there, so again, this is a short trip, so electric vehicles, the battery is cold at that temperature, so it's going to take time to heat up, so the efficiency won't be great. But again, 13 degrees centigrade, so around 12 miles there, 12 miles back. So on the way out, I got 59.4 kilowatt hours per 100 miles, which equates to about 1.68 miles per kilowatt. And on the way back, again, 13 degrees centigrade was absolutely lashing it down with rain. And I got 63.9 kilowatt hours per 100 miles, or 1.56 miles per kilowatt. So actually not that bad, but again, that's pretty good for that weather, I think. So in terms of site, it's a reasonably large site. I think it's 170 pitches, something like that. Most of them are grass, but a nice area to walk around. Again, because the weather wasn't that great, I never actually walked out into the wooded area with the dog. All dogs bar one were on the lead, which is fantastic. And the guy that didn't have his dog on the lead decided he wanted to come and talk to me for some reason when I was walking my dog. And I just basically told him, hey, look, can you please do something with your dog? And it was like a sheepdog. He just told it to sit and stay, and it did what it did. But again, a little bit disappointed. He decided didn't need to follow the rules and have a lead. But apart from that, it was really good. Since getting back, we did do some measuring whilst we were there. I think I mentioned in a previous video that decided to buy a windbreak that we can kind of isolate ourselves a little bit better. So if we are at sites and people haven't got control of their dog, at least we can put a bit of a barrier in there. So we've ordered the Dometic Air Brake 5, so the big one. I think that's going to work well for us. In terms of the improvements from previous trip, we had like a waterproof ground sheet, which was fantastic. I think we probably won't use the carpet ground sheets we have now because it actually felt really good underfoot. It was a reasonable thickness, no water ever came through, and when we left there was no damage to the grass and stuff, so the breathability was fine as well. So we had that in the main awning area and in the kitchen awning area. Everything worked great. Like I said, we stayed Friday night and Saturday night. Friday night was okay. Saturday during the day wasn't too bad weather-wise, so everything went kind of as planned there. But Saturday night absolutely lashed it down, and I got to be honest with you, I was a little bit worried that I was going to get wet because it was a lot of rain. Because again, I'm still sleeping in that outside awning because the rooftop tent still has not arrived. But I stayed dry the whole time. There was no issue with comfort or anything. Actually, it was quite warm because the ground sheet has kind of got a reflective material on it. So I think some of the heat was reflecting up from my body and everything. I actually ended to get out of the sleeping bag, just lay it over myself like a blanket because I was overheating a little bit. But no, really good site. I'm definitely going to go back, I think, to the Malvern Hills site again. There's definitely one on the list. It's close, it's good, it's quiet, it's enjoyable, nice facilities. There isn't really a little shop there at reception. There is a little ice cream cabinet, I guess, and some drinks and chocolate bars, but not somewhere you can go if you've forgotten cereal and butter and stuff like that. But again, we didn't really go there much because we were only there for a short period of time, so we didn't get there till late on the Friday because going after the kids have finished school and stuff. But everyone was really nice. It was really good, so recommend the Malvern Hills Club site. We're still getting better at kind of using and packing up with the Hero camper, still trying to fine tune what we need, what we don't need. I did forget my dog's harness, so I did go out and buy another one of those. Now I have a lead and a harness that we just keep in the camper. But yeah, I think the only other thing I didn't mention, I added a 2-litre trash bin to the side of the front tongue box. I put that on originally with a high quality 3M VMT tape, especially really strong, because it's a bit ridged. It didn't stick very well, so that did fall off during the trip. So since I've got back, I've just finished drilling holes and securely mounting it, so it should be good for the future. The only other thing that was a bit surprising that we didn't realise is this camping trip, we obviously put up the side awning like we've done previously, but decided to leave one of the ends not tied down so we could roll it up instead of rolling up the front ones, so we could get easier access from the side awning into the kitchen awning. But those side rain blocker panels don't roll up. There's nothing there to hold them up, so we just kind of had it flapping a little bit. So we need to decide, you know, what we're going to do next time. We were able to overlap the front panels though, so it was much more airtight in there for in the evening, which I really liked that because it was absolutely lashing it down. But yeah, so hopefully, maybe we've got another trip coming up in a few weeks' time, and hopefully the rooftop tent may have arrived by then, because I really look forward to being able to sleep inside the camper. Even though outside isn't a problem, it just means then I haven't got to carry an extra sleeping bag and the inflatable mattress stuff and all that kind of stuff. So it's a few less things to have to pack. Obviously, now we're going to have to be packing the windbreak thing as well. So hope these videos kind of help. I know it's just rambling now, and there's little bits of footage of what's going on, but yeah, in future I do plan, when we're more organised, to be able to head out, record more of the campsite and the camper and the experience. But right now, you know, we're still just getting to grips with everything. But so far so good, still no regrets. And this was a much better camping experience than the previous one in terms of no selfish humans disrupting things to other people. So thanks to everyone who was staying there at that time. I much appreciate it. That's it for now, and catch you in the next video. Please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel, and also leaving any comments about things you'd like to know. I do plan to do more detailed videos on the Hero camper, what I keep in my tongue box, how big is it, what's the kitchen, how does it work inside, all these different kind of things, and you know, help you know more about the Hero camper, specifically the Ranger Columbus Edition like I have.